This is Whale of a Tale by Chelsea Ambrose. Hi, Bubbie, Flapjack yelled with that moronic little face he always makes. Bubbie rolled her eyes with a forced grin. She loves that kid, but sometimes he's too goddamn much. Hey, baby, how's my little sugar doing today? Oh, I'm just great, Bubbie. I always love a day of adventuring my favorite adventurer, Captain Knuckles. I just love him so much. And I love you, Bubbie. Insert stupid swooning and gooning noises. I'm getting too old for this shit, Bubbie mumbled as she opened her mouth to let Flapjack in. What was that, Bubbie? Flapjack inquired. Oh, nothing, baby. Now you just get inside Bubbie and take you a nice nap. Adventurers need to rest if they want to keep adventuring. Flapjack idiotically flailed his arms like spaghetti as he frolicked into Bubbie's rank-ass mouth. Man, did it stink. But no one showers in the town that exists on rickety-ass boards in the middle of the ocean, so no one knew what stink was. Or at least, no one did yet. Bubbie heard little Flapjack giggling and snoring, certainly in the midst of a wonderful dream. Man, it must be nice to be so innocent and actually have something to look forward to. I'm old as fuck and feel like my life's been nothing but disappointment and serving as greasy old sailor's houseboat. Bubbie pondered to herself. I do just about anything to have some excitement in my life, to really live and make something out of the rest of my years. I love to get married and go on adventures with my smoking hot husband and taste that sweet and salty whale nut. Little did Bubbie know, fate had quite a surprise in store for her. Oh, Bubbie, open up, Bubbie, Flapjack yelled the next morning. I'm going to be late for my adventure with Captain Knuckles. He's going to teach me how to make soggy waffles. So you better not eat no soggy waffles with Captain Pervert, Bubbie replied as she groggily emerged from her slumber. I'll let you out, but you promise me you'll stay far away from any waffles, you hear? Yeah, don't worry, Bubbie. Captain Knuckles said he would teach me how to make them and eat them all by myself, he replied as he jumped out of her stank mouth and ran off toward town. Baby, get back here, Bubbie cried, but he was too far gone. Oh well, she thought. Kid's gonna learn he's a fruit soon anyways. Bubbie spent the day doing what she always did. Absolutely nothing. Her existence was torturous. She felt she wasn't even real, just watching others' lives playing out as a character from beyond the fourth wall. She had no family or friends besides that little gay boy and his dipshit of a captain friend. She had no job, had always lived by the docks, and was slowly losing her will to live. It was rough, and today was especially hard because she knew Flapjack and Knuckles were finally going to consecrate their love over waffles. She wanted to be loved. She wanted to be consecrated. She wanted to choke on a huge whale schlong and blow all the jizz out of her blowhole so she could eat it all again. Sadly, there were no whales for her in this town. She was the only one, and she accepted she would always be the only one. Later that afternoon, she was waking up from her daily nap. She heard an unusual song in the distance. My pussy tastes like Pepsi-Cola, my eyes are wide like cherry pies. What the hell is that shit? She asked herself. She normally didn't like music, but this voice was so heavenly and intrigued her. As she peered around, she saw a fat blob in the distance. She's a whale, so her vision isn't her best asset. Finally, it got closer and appeared to be another whale. As it approached, she realized not only was it any whale, but it was a big, long sperm whale, and appeared to be singing in an oddly feminine timbre. Could this be the day her life finally changed? As the mysterious whale reached her, the singing subsided. He opened his mouth and it was clean? It smelled minty fresh, no food remnants in sight, shiny new veneers, and there was a highly organized living arrangement. Before she could say anything, out popped a gorgeous young starlet with long dark hair and perky bosoms. Hello, darling, she said in a soothing yet sensual tone. My name's Lana, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm new to town and was hoping you'd show me around. Bubbie was shocked at this. Another whale, a clean and beautiful talent within him? She didn't even know how to reply. This is Norman. Well, his name is Norman fucking Rockwell, but people call him Norman. But I like calling him fuck because that's my favorite word, Lana added with a sexy wink and half grin. Bubbie wanted fuck to fuck her. Lana made him appear so sensual, and she wanted to dirty that spotless mouth of his with her bacteria-ridden tongue. There was something about Lana that made everything seem so sexy. Finally, she snapped back to reality and forced a reply. "I'm Bubbie. I'd certainly like to show you around a bit, but I can't really get out of the water, you see," she said nervously. Flapjack could show you more since I can't walk on all." As soon as Lana stepped onto the dock and Bubbie opened her mouth, she got the stank that surrounded the entire city. She wrinkled her nose and made a disapproving grunt. Bubbie was ashamed and blushed, but then Lana smiled. "It's kind of refreshing to get that raw, dirty air. It stinks like hell, but part of it makes me so horny. Too bad you little gay boy wouldn't be down for a woman like me. Maybe I can find a nice gentleman or woman to show me around and give me the full sea life experience, if you know what I mean," Lana said with a wink. Bubbie quickly set her up with Dr. Barber, who eagerly showed her around the docks. That left Norman all to herself. "How are you, Norman? Enjoying the weather?" she asked moronically. He didn't reply. He just stared at her, almost soulless. She thought she had blown her one chance at a new life already. She sighed and swam back to her usual spot and began to tear up. She finally accepted that nothing would become of her life. As she contemplated what to do next, she heard something approaching her. She jolted around and found it was Norman. She stopped inches from him and said nothing. He didn't even blink. "Hello?" she said uncertainly. He continued to stare, then finally blinked. He never uttered a word, though. He just continued gazing into her eyes. "Do you need something?" Bubbie asked with growing concern. "'Cause if you're just gonna stare at me all creepy and shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here." He didn't say anything. Bubbie started to swim away, but she noticed he began opening his mouth. He rushed at her and shoved his minty fresh tongue in her landfill of a mouth, and she gave in. Their tongues danced eagerly. His mouth soon became just as raunchy as hers, and he appeared to like it. She could feel his enormous whale cock throbbing against her side. He never wanted anything more badly in her life. "Let me suck it, baby," she said as she bobbed her head away from his mouth and to his dick. It was so big she nearly digested it in her stomach by the time it got all the way in. Alas, she sucked on that fucker like it was her mama's tit spewing out fresh milk, and after all of 10 seconds, his creamy curds filled her oral cavity, and she blew those chunks out of her hole. Then she stuck her tongue out and caught it like falling snow, only to do it again 6 more times. On the last go-around, she swallowed and had tasted nothing better in her life. "I think I love you, baby," she said afterwards. "I know why Lana calls you fuck now." He stared at her, almost looking ashamed but also pleased by his acts. Before she could spit out another word, she heard a voice behind her. "That was quite some show you two put on," Lana said with a smile. "I only wish I could have taken part since that stupid barber said my cock and ball torture was too much for him. I only wanted to cut the skin a little, not damage any organs. Why is everyone such a prude? Anyway, I found your 2 lovebirds on my way back. They gave me a pretty gross waffle and laughed. Fucking weirdos." Bubbie was embarrassed that all of them had seen what she had done with Norman. God, Norman fucking Rockwell was such a stud, but made her think crazy things. Flapjack and Knuckles didn't seem to care, though. They were too busy trying to be inconspicuous about fingering each other's assholes right in front of her since the waffles made them official. And just Lana looked into Bubbie's eyes with lust. "I'm sorry y'all had to see that," Bubbie said with shame. "I don't really know what got into me. He just came on to me and I let it happen." Lana just smiled. She knew something Bubbie didn't. Before Bubbie could say anything else, Norman finally spoke up. "I have a confession," he said in his most stereotypically gay voice you've ever heard. "I didn't want to fuck you. I wanted to taste that muck and literal shit and piss those 2 homos leave in your mouth. I'm kind of a flaming queen myself, girlie." Bubbie was at a loss for words. She just fucked a gay whale? Makes sense why he wouldn't talk or put his cock in her mouth willingly, and that his mouth was so clean now that she looks back on it. Actually, we had a plan all along, Lana said seductively. Fuck over here wanted to do a little switcheroo. The gays can fuck all they want in his gay mouth, and us girls can stick together. You know what they say, women know best. Don't you agree? Bubbie's face became as red as a lobster as she swallowed hard. It would be nice to get rid of the pervy old pirate and the stupid boy. But what would she do with Lana? Sure, she was pretty and had a lovely voice, and her hard nipples poked through her white t-shirt to make Bubbie feel tingly inside. But Bubbie certainly wasn't a lesbian. She liked dick too much. But still, something about Lana was so mystifying to her. Maybe this is how her life would change. I don't know, Bubbie replied hesitantly. I've always been a home for the boys, so I doubt they'll want to leave. And besides, I'll miss them. She knew that last part was a lie, but the boys quickly said sayonara as they hopped in Norman's mouth and swam off toward Candied Island. They just leaves you and me now, Bubbie, Lana said. Want to help me finish what Dr. Butler barely even started? Bubbie froze. She was afraid, but also very intrigued. Lana could see her hesitation. She took matters into her own hands. She climbed atop the mountainous whale and traced her fingers all around her blowhole. Bubbie's eyes nearly rolled in the back of her head as her whole body convulsed. Nothing in her life had ever felt so good, so she decided to let it play out. Lana continued to use her magic fingers in the hole until she tried something new. She ripped off her shirt and rubbed her voluptuous boobs around the hole. Bubbie felt her rock-hard nipples and swooned. It felt like butterflies were exploding into fireworks as she moaned. Maybe she was in love with Lana. Oh, God, Lana, you're amazing, Bubbie said, trying to catch her breath. I don't ever want this feeling to end. You ain't felt nothing yet, Lana returned with a smirk. She immediately began licking Bubbie's blowhole with her long, moist tongue. It was so warm and slippery as it slid around the cusp of her hole. Bubbie was in heaven. Her life was truly changing. Lana then took off her panties and did the splits on her hole. Her sopping wet pussy lips forcefully kissed the blowhole as she bounced up and down on Bubbie. Insert stereotypically high-pitched female porn moan. I'm gonna blow, Bubbie screamed. Suddenly, a forceful geyser erupted from her hole and into Lana's tight, wet cunt. The force was so large and hit the clitoris just right, giving her full body orgasms. Oh, Lordy, Lana said with a smile as she caught her breath. That's what I've been craving all day. No one's ever made me come like that, but I'm still so horny. Do you like Pepsi Cola? She winked. Bubbie didn't respond, just immediately opened her mouth. Lana hopped in, naked and legs spread. Bubbie swam them off into the sunset, performing cunnilingus on Lana's sweet Pepsi Cola pussy all night. No one knows what happened to the female lovers after that day. The boys moved to P-Town and lived a happy gay life after giving up on Candied Island. Some say the girls made it to the island and lived there on their own, eating candy and fucking all day. Those who've made it close to Candied Island say they hear Lana's angelic voice singing about her famous soda-flavored pussy. But no one has made it to the island back to tell the tale. One thing is for sure, though. Nothing will ever taste better to a whale than Pepsi Cola, and any boy named after food is sure to be gay. The end.